What's up, y'all? This is Marshall Lee of Donkey Jaw Projects. Not Marshall Couture anymore, sort of. Mostly just for some pretty simple reasons, really. My middle name is Lee, and it's easier for people to remember. So yeah, hopefully that's not too weird. But I don't know. I'm trying it out. There's more to it. We'll talk about that another time. But today I am working on this piece. This was during the time I was working in the sketchbook summer, and this is a little bit more robust piece that I spent some more time on than most of the pieces in that book. And this is of Bjork. Like it's from the Human Behaviour album, and I've been really inspired a lot by music lately, and I've been looking into like interviews and things like that of all different musicians, and yeah, they've just been super inspiring to me for my music and for my art. And one of the very much most inspiring is Bjork. And the thing I wanted to kind of talk about today was the kind of challenging unoriginality. There's this kind of idea that, you can't really create anything new. Everything's already, in some way, shape, or form kind of been done already, which is true. There's definitely a truth to that. But I kind of would like to challenge that as well, because sometimes I feel like we kind of, as artists, we settle for what'll either, it depends, if you're doing it as a career, kind of what'll make you money or get you by. We settle for sometimes cliches, things we've seen already. I don't know, sometimes we just settle too quickly, I guess is the point, on whatever it is we settle on. And it is what it is, but and if there's anybody who challenges that, who gets somewhere near being original, it would be Bjork. And I think she really expresses the kind of artist in all of us. And just to be an artist often is to kind of push those boundaries anyways, it seems. And I know for me, my whole life I've kind of tried to push the boundaries when it comes to art and stuff, and even in life, just kind of the way I am sometimes, in life and social situations. Sometimes I've pushed some things, but that's kind of a different topic for a different episode, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I've been really inspired by Bjork. Like, if you listen to her music, it's always super experimental. There's, most albums are like this crazy, like, concept album, and they have like some kind of crazy theme. Like, there's one album she did where it was all the music was created basically by mouth. There was like beatbox in it. There was just sounds, vocal sounds, and singing, and just, it's like all the music in the background was pretty, for the most part, made up verbally, with people's mouths, and it sounded like a real album. It wasn't weird or anything. I mean, it was. I mean, you're gonna listen to Bjork, you're gonna get weird, but but it was definitely interesting, and all her albums, like, she did one album, one of her recent albums she did, where it was like she used science, like different elements in science, kind of as a springboard, and she even did studied with scientists and stuff. She's really into nature and science and stuff like that. She talks about it in many interviews, but she spent some time, working with scientists actually to kind of get a better understanding of how certain, things work. And like she's got, a song called Dark Matter on there, and crystals, and I don't know, there's just like all these different, elements that she kind of, that's like the titles of her songs, and she tries to kind of get a, kind of translate that musically. And it's just really interesting. She pushes boundaries in ways that, somebody, Britney Spears, or like, Taylor Swift or something, or, Katy Perry, or even just like rock and roll, Green Day, I don't know. Who knows? Just all these different artists. I'm not trying to name specific people necessarily. I'm just saying like these artists, they don't necessarily think that way, or they just want to make hits, or they just want to make love songs or something like that, kind of typical stuff that's been done. And somebody like Bjork has created a career. She's had a great career her whole life, and she's stood up for, basically the best you can get in originality, as far as like pushing boundaries and stuff. She has a huge following, and because she's followed her own vision and not done what everybody else does, she has, kind of carved a spot for herself, and I think the thing is I think we all have that, we all have something like unique to us, just inherently as a human being. We all have a unique perspective. We all have something we want to say in a different way than other people say it. I'm not saying that, there is anything original or unique 100%, but I think we can challenge ourselves to push further. And the thing is, that crazy, epic, weird idea that you've had in your head, for a long time, that you're like, I'm not sure if people will be into this, but I'm like totally geeked out about it, or whatever it is, if it's even if it's like a career path that you're going towards, but you're like, nobody's ever quite done it like this before. I don't know if this is gonna work. Take the risk. There's a one part in one of the interviews with Bjork where she's talking about, after she was doing her work with the Sugar Cubes, and they kind of broke up, and she kind of was in limbo doing other things and whatnot. But she always had this music in her heart, stuff that she would just sing to herself. It was just music for herself for the most part, but it was really close to her heart. And, as she took in, stuff she was interested in, like books and other music and stuff like that, she came to realize that she could easily, reach out to her bookcase or CD collection or whatever and grab that thing and just listen to it and enjoy it. But as she looked into the people who created these things, she realized these people, a lot of times, they risked a lot to bring the vision that they had to fruition. And, they risked even emotional risks, like putting yourself out there. But also, they might have, worked really hard at trying to get stuff out and taking different risks to make it happen, and things like that. And some of the best music and art and writing and all that has come out of that kind of thing. And she looked at herself, in that spot of kind of before she really launched her solo career, and she says it, many times in interviews. She feels like at that point she realized she was being a coward. She wasn't putting, even though she already had a really good music career and was doing well, she had this music that she just was kind of nervous, I guess, about putting out. And she realized then and there that she needed to, put the music out that was really in her heart. And she went forth and took that vision that she's had. And I mean, now 10 or so albums later, she's done things in music that nobody has really ever done. I mean, again, there's nothing truly original, but the way she does it, nobody really does it. And it's inspiring, and it's awesome, and it's unique. And I have things like that too. And it's encouraging me to not be afraid to put my vision out there the way I've had it in my heart for a long time. And you're going to hear more about that soon, because I got some interesting things planned and everything. So I hope you dig this piece. I really appreciate you guys for checking out my art and hanging in there with me and checking out my videos and all that stuff. You guys rock. I would appreciate if you're interested, please hit that subscribe button, the like button, throw some stuff in the comments. I always respond to the comments, and I look forward to seeing what you guys have to say. What do you think about, you know, being original and unique? And I mean, are you pushing forward on you know, visions you've had for your art or your projects that, you know, maybe you're a little bit scared to? Hopefully this is encouraging and helpful to all of you as well. And also, just, you know, I wanted to give a shout out and thank you to all my patrons on Patreon. You guys are awesome, and all of you who even watch, or whether you're on Patreon or not, I really appreciate all your support. You guys are so awesome. Look forward to more videos coming out for exclusively for Patreon, kind of live stream type stuff, me just talking about certain things, and also, you know, more videos on this YouTube channel. Right now, you know, I have some things I have to get done, but you know, once a few things are buttoned up, we're gonna be rocking and rolling. So anyways, thanks everybody for watching, listening, and I will talk to you on the next video. Peace out.